Hey everyone, welcome back to the JavaScript course. So in this video, we'll be implementing a JavaScript calculator. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be exploring about how to build a simple and basic calculator inside of JavaScript. So inside my VS Code, I have opened up my index.html file, my style.css file as well as my script.js file. So there is some basic boilerplate code present inside my index file as you can see. Okay, and there is some basic styling as well given to the style.css file, and there is some basic console.log message inside my script file over here. Okay, so now let's start exploring about how we can design and build basically the calculator, right? So let's start with the design part inside our index.html. So right after the h2 tag, let us just start designing the basic calculator. Okay, so first step is to, let's say, we initialize a div tag over here. Okay, and let's give the class name to this. So it's going to have a class name of form as such, like this. And after the div we have is basically, let us initialize the form tag. Okay, so let's give a name to this. Okay, we're going to say form value. So inside the form tags, basically we have all the input fields coming in. That is basically we are going to have a starting input field that is to display the answer, and after that starting input field we are going to have all the buttons coming up, that is to enter all the different kinds of values we need to calculate, including the different kinds of operators. And at the bottom we are also going to design the equals to button, and after the equal to button we are going to show a clear all button. Okay, and so that if you press on that button, then all the values inside our main input field gets cleared off, right? So after that, yeah, I think that's it about the basic design. So now let's start initializing our main input field. So you're gonna say input field like this. Okay, so let's initialize that input field like this, and we're gonna say a type of text. Okay, because this is gonna show the answers, and it's gonna have all the equations inside of it. Okay, and we're gonna give the next thing is basically the name. So let's say answer, because the answer is being shown in this input field. So let's say this is gonna be the answer field instead of input field. Okay, so after that we have is basically, let's provide id to this just to style it out. We're gonna say answer field like this. Okay, and then the next thing is all the buttons are gonna come up over here. We're gonna say buttons to be shown. Okay, so over here let's start designing a first button. We're gonna say input, and we'll be basically making use of the type, of course. So this is again gonna be a button like this, and it's also gonna have a value field. So value is, firstly we're gonna write 1. Okay, because the calculator number starts with 1, and after that we have is we're going to introduce basically a on click event on this input field. So we're going to say on click, and we're going to basically target our form value. We're going to say form value, and we're going to access the answer, and we're going to show the value. Okay, so let's say if you click on this button and then 1, so this value 1 should be shown inside our answer field before calculating, right? So let's save the file and let's check out our web page once. Yeah, so you can see that coming. So let's provide a br tag over here. Okay, like this. So it comes to the next line, that is the number 1. So if I press on number 1, it should be seen on this input field. Okay, it's not being seen. Why is that? Okay, form value dot answer dot value. Okay, that is correct, but still it is not being seen, right? So let's look into that. So is the spelling right? Yeah, it is form value dot answer dot value. I think that should be right, but it is still erroring out, right? So let's give it one more try. Nope, we are not able to see that. Okay, so let's look into it correctly. Okay, Oh, okay, my bad. I think we need to write it like this. We're gonna say equals to 1. Okay, we're gonna actually add that one because initially it would be empty, so we should add 1 to that particular result, right? So now it's gonna work. Yeah, so like we are able to see 1 in our input field. Okay, so similarly we're gonna do it for all kinds of input field. So let me do that real quick. So type is gonna be of button again, and the value is gonna have 2 over here. And basically inside our onClick method, firstly we'll be accessing our form value like this, and we'll be accessing our answer field and the value from over here, and we'll be equating it to 2. Okay, so that was it about the second input field, that is number 2. Yeah, so you can see that coming nicely. So the next thing we have is basically the third one. So we're going to say input, and we'll be accessing the type is going to be again a button, type of button. And so the next value we'll be providing is basically a value of 3 like this. Okay, and we'll be providing on click, okay, small c, and again we'll be accessing our form value dot answer dot value. Okay, just to show this result inside our input field, whatever we click on currently. So this value is going to be 3. So the next thing is okay, so for after each rows, so let me just save the file once. Okay, so we'll be basically having, let's say, 3 rows. Okay, and after 3 buttons we'll be introducing the operator, right? So we have completed 3 buttons over here, that is 3 values. So now we'll be introducing the operator, that is the plus operator. So over here also the plus operator is going to be a type of button like this, and the value is going to be, of course, plus instead of a number, and this is also going to have the on click. Okay, so it's going to be basically form value dot answer dot value like this, and plus equals to plus. Okay, I don't think it's gonna have, because it's just gonna give this thing, right? So let us save the file and let us just try it out if we can see that. Nope, I think we need to include it in such a way that, okay, it's gonna be plus equals to plus like this. Okay, so for that reason what we'll be doing is because this is not working correctly, so we'll be basically making use of single ticks over here, I mean single inverted commas, and then we'll be making use of plus, so that this comes in, because we have a plus operator here as well. So that's the reason we were getting that error. So hopefully now we should not see that coming, right? So let us come back to our web page over here. So if I click on plus, you should be seeing that plus button coming on the screen. Okay, so let us write that properly, save the file. So after that we have is another br tags, just to give some spacing. Okay, so next is the next buttons to be shown. We're going to see buttons to be shown. Okay, so let's start writing our input fields. So we're going to say input, and basically the type is going to be of button. Okay, so the value is, after 3 we are going to provide now from 4, and the on click is basically going to be form value dot answer dot value plus equals to, it's going to be 4. Okay, because we are initializing 4 inside our value prop. So the next thing is the next input button that we're going to have. So we're going to have a type of button, let's say like this. Okay, a value of 4. So after 4 we're going to write in 5, and we're going to write in our on click event like this. This is going to have a form value dot answer dot value. Okay, so it's going to be 5. Okay, so basically we are going to have the third button now inside our second row. So let's write that. So type is gonna be of again button, and the value is gonna be, so after 5 you're gonna initialize 6 over here. Okay, so on click is gonna be basically our form value like this dot answer. It's gonna target the answer, and the value for this is gonna be basically 6. Okay, so let's save the file once, and we should see everything inside a second row coming properly. Okay, so after this we have is the next operator, that is the minus operator, because inside the second row the last button is going to be all the operators. Okay, so we're going to say input again. So this operator is also going to be of type button. So type is going to be button. Okay, and basically the value is going to be, let's say we provide the minus button now. Okay, and then we have is basically the on click event. So it's going to be form value dot answer dot value plus equals to, let's initialize a single quotes like this, and we're going to provide a minus button over here, similarly as we did for the plus button. So let's save the file and let's come over here. Yeah, so you should so you can see the minus button coming clearly. Okay, so now is the next set of buttons, so let's initialize that. We're going to see buttons to be shown as such like this. Okay, so we're going to initialize our first input field inside our third row. So again, this is going to be of type button like this. Okay, and we're going to provide a basic value. So we have stopped at 6, so the next thing of course is the number 7. Okay, so after this we initialize is a on click event over here, and we're going to say form value dot answer, and we'll be accessing our value inside our top input field over here. Okay, plus equals to it's going to be 7 because we have initialized value 7 in the input field. So the next button is going to be of number 8, so let's write that out. So the type is going to be of button. Okay, and the value is going to be of 8, and the on click is going to take basically the form value like this dot answer dot value plus equals to 8 like this. So we will be writing our last input field that is going to contain the number basically. So we're gonna say type is gonna be of button like this, and the value is gonna be of 9. Okay, so on click is basically form value. It's going to access the answer and then the value again. Okay, so this is going to be equal to 9. Okay, so let's save the file. So you should be seeing all the numbers coming up in the third row. So we forgot to put the BR tag. Okay, so we're going to provide it over here. Okay, like this. Let's save the file, and yeah, so we have completed the third row. So the last thing inside the third row is basically the operator part. So let us write that. So we'll be making use of the multiplication operator. So let's write input. Okay, so this is going to be of type again button. Fine, so the value is going to be basically of star, this one, and for on click we have form value dot answer dot value plus equals. We'll be making use of single quotes, and we'll be writing our operator like this. Okay, so let's save the file. So we'll be having our last row now, which is going to contain basically, let's write this command first, buttons to be shown. So this is going to contain 0 dot divide and then equals to. Okay, so let's say input like this. So we're going to say type of button. Okay, and the value is going to be of basically 0. So on click equals to, it's going to be form value dot answer dot value plus equals to it's going to be 0. Okay, let's save the file, come back to our web page. Yeah, so I think we forgot to put again the br tag, so let's include that out. So it's going to come over here, so we're going to say br like this. Okay, so after this input field we have is of course the remaining buttons that are left out. So we're going to say input, and we're going to have a type of button. Okay, and after this we have is a value prop that is going to have, so after 0 let's say we initialize our dot. Okay, so again we have is the on click like this, and it's gonna be from, okay, I think we missed out one over here, the spelling of answer is wrong. So answer like this, and it's gonna be from value dot answer dot value plus equals to, we'll be making use of single quotes, and we'll be initializing a dot like this. So let's save the file, and yeah, so that's working fine. So now what we do is we'll be making use of two more input fields. So let's write that out. So input, it's going to be a type of button. Okay, and it's going to be have a value of, let's say we provide our divide operator over here, and basically let's give the on click event like this, and this is basically going to have our form value dot answer dot value plus equals to basically our divide operator by making use of the single quotes. Save the file. Yeah, so you can see that working. So the next and last thing is of course the equal to button. Okay, so we're gonna say equals button like this. Okay, let's say input, and we'll be having our type of button. Okay, so the value is going to be of course is equals to, and for on click we'll be making use of the form value again dot answer dot value. So basically over here we'll be making use of the eval function that we have inside of JavaScript, and to that we'll be providing basically whatever the answer is, whatever is our inside of the input field. So form value dot answer dot value. Okay, so that's it about this basically equals to field. So let's save the file, and the next thing is basically the clear all button that we have. Okay, so we're going to say clear all button like this, and let's save up the file. So basically over here we'll be including our input field. So this also is going to be a type of button, and the value is going to be, I think, clear all like this. Okay, so basically this also is going to have a on click event, and over here, so if you press on the clear all button, we are just going to make the starting initial empty field to be empty, right? So over here it's going to be form value dot answer dot value equals to just empty double quotes like this. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking better. So let's save the file, and let's give some ID to this so that we can style it later. So we're going to say ID, it's going to be clear. Okay, so now let's start styling our form basically. So let's go back to our style.css. So pretty much remove everything. So let's target our form like this. So we'll be giving a basic width of, let's say, 300 pixels, and we'll be having a height of 500 pixels, a bit of border radius. Okay, and a border 2 pixels solid orange, anything like that, and a margin of auto. Save the file. Yeah, so you can see that coming out clearly. So now what we do is so let's give some internal spacing of 25 pixels like this and save the file. Okay, so now we'll be targeting our input field. So we're gonna say input like this. Okay, so the width is gonna be of 20 pixels and we have a background color of green. Okay, then we have some internal spacing, that is padding of 25 pixels, a slight border radius of 3 pixels, and we're gonna have a margin, that is external spacing of 6 pixels, and we'll be having a font size of 14 pixels, and I think that's it. So let's save the file once. Let's check out our web page. Yeah, so you can see that coming clearly. Okay, so all of them are looking great except for the last one. So we're gonna say we're gonna decrease the padding to be 20. Yeah, I think that's looking better. So let's provide our basically this thing. So this should come towards the bottom, right? So the clear all button. So let's provide that BR tag after here. Save the file, and yeah. So for the text, let's give the text align of center. Okay, I think that's looking better. Okay, so the next thing we look into is basically we're gonna style this thing, the first thing and the last input fields. So where we have our ID, that is basically answer field, let's target that over here, and we'll be making use of the hashtag because we've given it an ID like this, and we'll be providing a specific width to it, let's say up to 50 pixels. Okay, and yeah, border radius of let's say 3 pixels and a border of 1 pixel, solid blue, anything. Okay, never mind. So let's come back to web page. Yeah, so you can see that I don't know why there is a asterisk coming over here. Let's press on 1. Okay, I think that we have extra symbol that is coming, right? So let's remove that. So is it coming from okay, I think everything looks clear, but still we have that. Let's check out the value. Okay, I don't think there's any value given for that. Okay, so never mind. So let's target this one, basically the ID of clear over here. Let's come back to our style.css. We're gonna target that over here. Let's provide the same piece of styling for this as well. Save the file and come back to the web page. Yeah, so you can see that coming. So if you press on clear all, that should be gone. Okay, so let's refresh the web page once. Okay, I think now it's looking better, right? So 1 2 3 clear. Okay. I think we have designed the calculator. So now let's look into the functionality part. Okay, let's press on any equation, let's say 2 plus 8. So if you press on the equal to, we have initialized the eval function to this particular button, so it should give us 10 in the console. Yes, so there you go, it's working absolutely fine. So let's say 27 divided by 3. Okay, we're gonna get 9. Okay, so I think we have all the basic functionalities done. Even this is working. So I think that's it about this video. So let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.